Hey, Wheatfield, how y'all doing? How y'all doing on this grand day? I hope everybody is risen awesome. They had a great rested night and that you guys are off to an amazing start. If you are just getting out the door and getting up and on the way, I hope that you are listening to this as you get ready for motivation. If you are already out, take a moment and pop an earbud in and just sit and listen for a spell. If you don't get this until later on, don't worry about it. The time is always now. But welcome back. Welcome back to the Wheat Field again. This is your girl, Lottie, here at Tears and Wheat Tarot, where we take a look at the tears in your life to see how they're projecting back to you so that you know how to move around, my wheat. Yeah, Spirit has already lined up the message for today, and I feel like it's going to be pretty good. I'm in for a shock, too, because this is none of me, and it is all of the Spirit, yes, to bring these messages. And we bring messages in a variety of ways. We look at how the source speaks to us, the wheat, across the entire plane. So we may dig into some science, we may dig into some nature, we may dig into biology, we may pull out some text, we may pull out text, we may pull out text. It just depends. I mean, Spirit has already said this is probably pretty much what we're going to do here. So we're going to be obedient and go ahead on and jump in. Spirit has led us to this right here for today, guys. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get that into focus. There we go. Yes. The law of Dharma, or our purpose in life. Woo! Is there any other wheat out there today that is pondering this? That is considering the purpose of this whole experience? I mean, many of us do. It often leads us to spaces like this, seeking answers, seeking a different perspective, something that can fill in some of those, you get that meal and you be good, but sometimes you just need that extra little bite, to fill it in. You know what I'm trying to say? All right. So the purpose in life, I wrote my little message. That was me, Lottie here, to give love. Yeah, that was what I said. But at the time I wrote this, I didn't realize that love is an expression or a tenet. And the tenets of love is what is sympathy, empathy, understanding, compassion, all of that stuff. So, yes, are we to give that? Yes. So in short, we just supposed to give love. Express love all the time. Good, healthy, high vibrational love. And again, starting with sympathy is like just the basics. Yeah, I could feel you, my wheat. That's all that is, sympathy. So Spirit says everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift. We talk about unique expressions all the time. Yes, you are a unique. It's only one of you. So you have to be a unique expression. We know that's true. And you can't be nobody else. That's an exercise in futility. And we know that's true. So why not just go ahead and be your whole wheat self? Just go on and be you. Because you have a unique gift or a special talent to give to others. Woo! Not only to yourself, but to others. I mean, you could be talented, but what's the point of being talented for you? Be talented so you can gift that out into creation. Yes, come on. Come on in here, beloved. Let's get going. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, woo, we experience the ecstasy. We experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. Woo! So have we figured out how you're going to serve your unique gift on to the source, back out onto creation itself? I don't know. Let's jump into the cards and see. Spirit said we got some starseed going on. Can I set this right here, Spirit? Okay, thank you. Spirit says we got some starseed going on. Spirit wants us to get that good energy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this day. We are risen in this day and have opportunity to potentiate. Yes, as you work with us, Spirit, as we work with you, we come to you and call you in. That's right, on this day. Ooh, thank you for giving us the opportunity, gracing us with the potential, yes, to experience, to create. And we call you in so that you can guide us in our creation. We reach out to our highest self, our connection. That is what is connected to the infinite intelligence, yes, of the logos. Thank you so much. And please, I just ask that you guide me through this session. Give me the cards that you would like to have, the words to speak to your wheat field, and the lesson and overall theme that you would have us have and take forward in this experience. Thank you so much, Spirit. Ashe. Whew, yes. Let's get some energy, y'all. Get some energy. Woo! I just dropped my moonstone on the floor. We're going to have to get that. Blow some energy on those cards. Get that breath of life. Kicking the camera. You know it ain't right if your girl ain't kicked the camera through a card, dropped a stone. You know what I'm saying? We just all over the place over here. I found my ink pen though. I was missing that. I like to have me a little glittery blue ink pen. Spirit says we supposed to write our stuff down. So I keep a pen and I couldn't find it because it fell on the floor. And it was up underneath my Michael Jackson albums. I got a new one. Y'all want to see it? Oh, Spirit says we got to get back to business first. Maybe I'll show y'all later. Okay. How y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good morning. I feel good today. I do. I do. Spirit of Joy is happy. We are. It's like, what do we want to do? We're not going to, I don't know how much time we're going to have after this session. But if we have time, we may do some dancing. Ooh, put on some music. I think Spirit is saying, ooh, we got a couple coming out. Do you want these, Spirit? No. Slow down. Okay. Spirit says we got to slow down so we can feel the cards. We be moving so fast, y'all. We get excited. You know how I do. I get excited. I feel it. Is it on the bottom? The top? The top? The second from the top, I feel. Okay. Woo! Jump in. Spirit says jump in. Purpose. Say yes. Say yes to change. Say yes to adventure. And especially if it is, it's just about expressing some sympathy and empathy and working and communing with each other just for the sake of understanding. We can say yes to that. Ashe, Spirit. Did you want that card? We got it, huh? Yes. Do you want it on the table? No. Is it just the energy? Yes. Say yes, it's the energy. So Spirit says don't put it on the table. Do you want this one? What do you want? Okay, let me go here. Can I split the deck? Yes. Where? Upside down energy. Ooh, the courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique. Which one is it? Let yourself be seen. Or multifaceted? Is this person multifaceted? Spirit says no. Single, great gift. So somebody out there has a single great gift. Like it's not like a multifaceted, like, oh, I do this, do that, do this. No, you do something and you do that shit really well. Spirit says no. That was for me. I'm not going to talk about it. Spirit says to stop cursing. Well, you just told me the other day that I could curse because cursing is in the scripture. And so who am I speaking to? Spirit of intelligence, please ensure that my gateway is protected against any negative energy that would come against this message for distortion. We thank you so much for being here, for giving me the protection. If there's any energy here in this space that would come against this message for the sake of disillusion, for confusion, distortion, I cast it out. I cast it out, and anything that comes against this message at this time must refrain from engaging, interacting with my vessel until this message is complete. My vessel is sealed. This channel is sealed. It is only accessible to the infinite intelligence of the Most High God and my highest self. I feel like we dropped something out, but I don't know where it went. Okay, here we go. Earth School we got. So life lessons, right? Soul growth, study, higher learning. That is in the upright. Do you want this one? No. Is there anything in this side? No. Anything here? Is there anything here? Are we done with this deck? Ashe. Alright, so Spirit gave us 2 cards. I'm sorry, y'all. We had to pray. I was feeling like something was attempting to attack the message, and I needed to make sure that our channel was clear. Yeah, that was odd. So I don't know what's going to come out of this, y'all. So I'm really intrigued now. Now I really want to know. Oh, yeah. Now I really want to know. Because, see, those negative energies have to go somewhere and heal. They know that they are... they must kneel to the Father. They must submit. And if I am doing the work of the source of the logos for the sake of the source, to give from myself onto the wheat field for our betterment, our ascension, out of sympathy and empathy and compassion, for understanding, yeah, any spirit that will come against me to give something against something that's already been stated is confusion and disillusion, unless I've mistakenly spoken, and spirit will pull me back. Y'all see me all the time in my videos. If you've watched a few of them, oh, you will see it happen. I get to going. Because by the time, I mean, it might start off a little thick like some cold Crisco, but by the time this heat get on it, you know, spirit get to moving, you know how it go. Spirit get to moving, that heat and that oil get to warming up. Yeah, then you get to, you know, I might jump out there, you know, it might be a lot of tea by that point, because, you know, I get out ahead of the spirit. How many times have you gotten out ahead of the spirit? Started off behind and spirit is leading you, then you get excited and all of a sudden you done jumped out there? Yeah, I do that fairly often. But if I do that, then spirit will be like, I mean, you see me, I'll be like, spirit pull me back. You know how I am. I get hype, I get out there. But spirit has already told me, like we had this whole conversation and I stopped and asked. So I know it to be affirmed. Spirit says we are allowed to curse things. We are. Now, should I just have a profane tongue? No. I mean, it's just vulgar. It's not very attractive. But at the end of the day, the infinite intelligence says to me that words are words. And your intention and desire is a whole thing. I'm not intending to be profane or vulgar. It's expressive. It is to express passion and the emotion behind what I'm saying. I'm not saying mind your whole fuck business because I'm telling you to F off. No, I'm telling you that seriously you need to mind your biz. You need to go over there in your wheat field and heal, and or stay in this wheat field and set for a spell, because I mean I'm not spirit. Yeah, I'm not easily offended. I'm just not. I think it's funny. I left a message saying that we need an oil change. You know how cars get when you ain't had an oil change in a long time. You get backed up and you get to stuttering and putting and stuff, and you can't really get your engine going, or you done your engine is now blocked because you ain't never had an oil change and you done ran out of oil. Like, cars do that, right? So looking at yourself as a vehicle or as a vessel, I made the analogy we need to get oil change. I mean, all of us say we anointed, we got the oil, but have you ever had an oil change? Though, is your spiritual oil clean? We clean the oil on our cars, but we don't clean our spiritual oil. Somebody left a thumbs down. I thought it was hilarious. Like, maybe they get an oil change on a daily, or they don't want nobody else to get an oil change. Maybe they don't know, they the only one that should have fresh, clean oil. Like, I thought it was funny. Like, okay, but if you don't like that, I was like, ooh, maybe somebody else will give me a whole bunch of thumbs down, and then it'll get that other type of attention. Cause you know what I'm saying? People do that. They get attention is attention. I mean, PR is PR. But honestly, I don't. I mean, it is what it is. Not everybody is going to receive you, my weed, or your love, or your purpose. But you still have to go through those life lessons, right? We're gonna study and get through this thing. We growing. You know, we are doing some higher learning. Earth here is school. Right, it's school. We are learning every single day, and every day that we get up and we potentiate and we have the ability to go through this here plane, we have the opportunity to learn. Yes. Is there anything else, Spirit, that you would like for me to say here? Would you like another Starseed card? I know you said Ashe. Where are we going? Which card would you like to hit? The one that's in reverse. Okay. Courageous Peony is in the reverse. Courageous Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. What is the principle? Let yourself be seen. So somebody's not letting themselves out to be seen. Spirit says, get the book out. So we're going to look this up. This is it is page 50. All right, y'all. Do you want the Starseed Soul Inquiry? Okay, so we're going to ask the question. So Spirit says this is our empowering question for the day. This is our empowering question for the day. All right, y'all. How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? Yes. How are you allowing yourself to be more visible, to be seen? You have a unique nature and you have a unique talent. But are you allowing that to come out? And what are you showing? Right? I mean, because you're not invisible, I would think, period. So people see you in some kind of light. You probably see yourself in some kind of light. And however you see you is probably a part of how you're displaying yourself to the world, right? Is that right, Spirit? Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to say, Spirit, that I'm not getting? Spirit says to open yourself. Open yourself. Is that it? Period. Open yourself. Dot. Period. That's it. Just open up. Open up and accept your whole you, I feel. Yeah, we've been talking about coming together with all the pieces of you. Oftentimes it's really hard for people to kind of pull in that all of their... That's why I feel like it's not multifaceted, that it's all composite in your whole. So your whole, everything that's composed of you, all of the characteristics of your personality are not, is still considered one. It's a whole. And that's why we have to come into unity with self first. Like getting to balance with self. Like and not judging you. Not judging you as your whole weak self. Stop the judgment. Right? When you do that, you can see how all of those pieces, again, that infinite intelligence that factors in uncertainty, right? You can see how all of those things play out. How does your volcano hurricane attributes play out with your loving field and grass and flowers? That, like, how do you come to balance with that thing? How do you lean into both of those types of skill sets that you have and characteristics and currency energies to propel yourself forward, to meet your tears? Because sometimes you might have to meet a tear with some fire and some passion, giving some voice to your anger. And sometimes you have to get grounded and peaceful and just leaning into that compassion and connectivity and comfort and counsel. How do we marry the two and do it from a holistic standpoint? How do you do that? Bringing all your facets of yourself together and being able to gift it out and serve it out at the appropriate time in a balanced fashion. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Woo! What's blocking it? How do we do it? What's blocking it? All right, Spirit. Let's get it. Let's get some chakra out, y'all. Spirit said, we only 20 minutes in. You know how it's about time. That oil's starting to heat up. We know we got some grease on there. Spirit said we gonna speak on this. We ain't gonna get all hype and excited. Okay, we want this one right here. Okay, Spirit says. Enlightenment. Ooh. And Spirit pulled it in the upside down energy. Spirit says enlightenment, because we have a distorted learning, I believe. Like, we learning. We're here in school and we come here to learn, right? We are looking to increase and enhance this enlightenment, right? And because we may not be enlightened at this time and have a true understanding, like the light comes on, like the aha, like, ooh, that's what it is? What, huh? Pray tell? Oh, yes. And when that boom comes out, that, got it. Run it. And then you can let yourself be seen because you know. You got it. Because the whole purpose is for you to learn, Starseed. It's for you to learn. Okay? All right. So our enlightenment is blocked. Okay? We need to get some enlightenment up in here. We need to seek. Spirit says seek. Not only seek from spirit, but seek, you like go in and meditate, Spirit says. Yes, growth. Look at that. Spirit says growth. Again, growth is in a challenge. Spirit pulled it in a challenge. It's challenging to grow when you are not enlightened. Let's turn this around here so we can see. Y'all can see this lineup. Growth, enlightenment, courage is in the reverse. School, we need to get the life lessons. Soul growth, study, higher learning. This is important. And you see how this person, again, coming down out of the cosmos, coming down to earth to learn, into this realm to learn. This is what we all do. It is in the earth, in the upright. And if we don't grow, if we're challenged, if we don't get the enlightenment, we don't come together with ourselves, we don't understand our unique nature, then we're going to continue this cycle of coming back to get the lessons. And the lessons, not only do we come back here to get the lessons, but them same lessons will show up in your life. Yes, and it will cause grief. Grief, because you know we're not growing. We're Spirit says. Spirit says to grow even though you are grieving. Spirit says we have to grow even though we're grieving. I think that'll help lead us to enlightenment. Spirit says yes. Is there anything else in this deck? Yes. Is this it? It's in reverse, Spirit says. Dissipating. Ooh. Then we will stop watching, waiting for, and just looking at what's happening, the seasons past, and activity outward, and we'll get up and move. This person dissipating, she's watching the seasons go by. This side? No. This one? This one? Okay. Self-worth is in a challenge. Because our uniqueness, you're not bringing in your whole you. When you are not accepting of your whole self, like even, like I was saying before, you know, we always get into that, and I'm guilty of it. I do it. We all do. You know, we separate and fragment ourselves like this is good and this is bad. There's things that may need to be balanced out. We need to come to balance as a whole expression. Like as a person, an individual, you have to come to balance with both sides, all parts of you. Balancing out all parts of you. Most people, we have a polarity. It's not most people. We all have a polarity. Negative polarized. Excuse me, y'all. how do I express this? Because I'm still using the terms that we use to identify as high vibrational, low vibrational, negative, positive. Ah ha ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Spirit, I've been trying to figure out how to express this because we've been talking about getting away from detachment and letting go of labels, right? Just getting some balance. Spirit says basically it's aligned with the Father's will or not. I mean, but how does that work too also, Spirit, when everything in creation... Ah, got it, got it, got it. I heard you. Thank you. You knew what I was getting ready to ask. Thank you. Okay, so Spirit says not just like low vibrational, high vibrational. At the end of the day, are you aligned with bringing forth the Father's will? Like being an active participant, choosing to be an active participant in bringing forth the Father's will in your way, lending your unique self. Because again, we're here because we said we would come and answer a call. So the call that you came to answer, you may not remember what it is, but you have an agreement in the Spirit to do it. And if you come in alignment and with that agreement and act and perform it, then now, yes, you are linked in. Now, I don't know if that how that necessarily plays out for any particular week, because what it is that you may have designed to come to do could be some fucked up. I mean, I can't say that it's messed up because I'm not smart enough to know the Father's grand design. That's why I guess saying it like that is a judgment. Yeah, I feel you, Spirit. Thank you for pulling me back. I told y'all I jump out there, you know. And those are the parts that's really hard to understand, you know, because when we look at, I mean, like I have a picture downstairs that's it's like a puzzle. I put puzzles together, and I can imagine if you're doing a puzzle that's like 6 billion pieces big, right? 6 billion. Like how many people is it on the planet? Like each of us is a puzzle piece. So if we're all a puzzle piece, this one, the top one, if we're all a puzzle piece, then it's hard for me in the middle of this puzzle to see how the whole big picture plays out. Like I could never see it. Like what does it look like because you can only see if a picture is 2D. So if I'm looking at 2D land and I can only see flat straight across, there's no way I could pull up and see it from a 3D perspective looking down at it, right? I can't see the fullness of the picture. I can't see anything else around me really or out so far. So from that perspective, I don't know the Father's grand design. None of us do. But we know that we're all here together in the design. And I believe that's why Spirit says we must grow through our grief. Because in this design, we experience a lot of grief, a lot of chaos, a lot of conflict and turmoil and loss and death. Just death and destruction and all of those other, yeah, that cause us to we're not able to be enlightened. Like you can't see it because again, at 2D flank, Spirit says you cannot see. You just can't. You can't see it. The purpose, the why, right? And to be able to reconcile the why, to bring in all those pieces and come together and come to balance with that, like to even let go of the why. Because sometimes the why may not ever be revealed onto you. And it could remain forever a question. And even if Source were to tell you the answer, do you believe that it would be satisfying to you, to your spirit? Like, even if God himself came and told you the why, would you not still question why? Why me? Because we are unable to pull up so far and see the entire puzzle. It's so huge. There's absolutely no way that we could even comprehend it. So, coming to a place of acceptance and surrenderance is even when we don't know the why. We have to surrender it onto the Source who knows, and trust that you're safe. and you're okay. And the comfort for you to persevere through that and come back to balance is there. Yeah. And you, that itself is enlightenment, because you know that no matter what, throughout it all, you're okay, because source has you. You're always in the kingdom. You're always in the kingdom. It gets rid of this dissipating. You can get up and move. It reverses this because you know that you're safe. You don't have to lock yourself in and watch life pass you by. No. You want this one now? Okay, thank you. Gossip. Folks gonna talk about you regardless. Or maybe people are, that's what I was about to say, gossiping about grief. Multitude. It's like so much, talk about grief. That's all it is to talk about. Sadness, loss, hurt, betrayal, lies, manipulation, lustfulness, and vanity. Yeah, lustfulness and vanity. We don't have a humility these days, and that is something that Spirit is reminding us of, is our humility. I mean, we can, you experience the lushness of life, but to remain humble is a thing, right? To know that that is not what validates you or give you worth. You're not any better of a person because you wear red bottoms or Louis or Chanel. Yeah. Got a lot of fans, got a lot of ivy on me. I got a... I'm just saying, I gotta cool it down, heat it, cool it down. I mean, it's lushness out here. It is. I mean, shoot. I mean, your girl. I mean, y'all see me running, But at the end of the day, I don't pay whole bread for nothing. I wouldn't give a shit who name on it. Okay? I ain't paying no whole bread for what? Just say I spent it? No, not. All right, now, Spirit, where we going now next? Is there anything else we got to say on this here table? Are we all shade? Oh, we all shade with that. Spirit says, so what's really working? We back on this again, y'all. We back. Spirit says we got more stuff to talk about up in here. So let's go ahead on. We got 31 minutes. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. Spirit says, what is really working? What's really working? The science of change. Did you know change had a science to it? Yes, it does. You trying to change some stuff, my weed? Oh, it's a science for that. It's a process for change. Yes, anything that you want to do in your whole week life, guess what? It's a process for that. So if you want to do it, you might have to reach out and get some additional information and just find out how it is that I do that there thing. I'm working on this and I need to figure out how to do it. And you need to find out that it is a whole process and a whole system for how you do that there. So it's a science to change. Let's get into it. What works? What has always worked is an accurate and affirmative sense of self. Woo! Did we say self-esteem was in the challenge? Spirit said, say what? Self-esteem being in a challenge with that enlightenment in the reverse. So if we get some enlightenment on who we are as your whole wheat self, do you think that might improve your self-esteem? I think it should. It definitely does something for me. When I think about the fact that I am made from the source of the cosmos, like I am a whole star seed for real, what do we say? We are not playing with this thing. When I say you a whole star seed, my wheat, when I realize that I'm a whole star seed, I'm made from the potential, I'm like pure consciousness, I'm pure potentiality. I mean, that's what you saying this here is, like for real on the inside, like I'm made from the infinite intelligence. I mean, wisdom, like that principle thing, like that chapter 8, Proverbs chapter 8 thing, that right there. That Genesis 1 and 26 thing, that Genesis 1 and 28 thing, when he said you must go forth and multiply and replenish. Is it 28 or 29? Spirit says it's 28 to 29. Read them both. Go from 26, Genesis 1, 26, all the way to 30. And just see what he told you you were and you were supposed to do. And then jump over to chapter 8 in Proverbs and find out who the us was. and find out who was talking. And then when you go there, go on and buy this book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, so you can see the attributes of wisdom. What are those spirits of infinite wisdom? Who are they? Oh, they talk about it in this here book, baby. Yes, they do. Now, come on my wheat. Let's get into it with the science of changes, because we're going to look at this thing across all spectrums. We're going to make sure that it is shown up approved. It is bonded. Not only can I see this thing, not only do I feel it in my spirit, I hear the kingdom talking to me and say, hey, I'm trying to tell you something, and I can lean into that. Not only can I see it in nature, then that is how nature performs. It has a system of change. These seasons change regularly, and systemically we can predict when the seasons change based on what we can see visually, what we picking up energetically with these two eyeballs here that don't see a fuck thing but light and energy. Yeah, I mean, let's get after it, my wheat. Let's recognize who you are. You are pure consciousness. You are pure potentiality. We create this world mentally, and we can change this world. We can change our own world, and we can do this on a daily. Get up and call it in and grow where you at. Through the pain, through the grief, through the tears, through the nonsense, through the that's coming at you. You see how Spirit didn't let me even, I'm just saying. Y'all, we got to get after this here thing. Let's wake up. Hey, wheat, y'all, whoop. Y'all getting up. Come on, now let's get this in here. The science of change. Let's read this one more time. What works, what has always worked is an accurate, affirmative sense of self, healthy family, and social supports. That's why we connected, my wheat. Adequate resources, a strong spiritual base, and a stable community. Stable community. Long before there was a formal idea of social science, research, any of those other things, we were able to diagnose, treat, and cure illnesses. We were able to establish order, manage conflict, and work collectively, maintain our businesses, establish standards for societies and for culture. And all of this was attained without all of these modern day conformities, Spirit says. We have access and knowledge to the old way. Yeah, we do. And Spirit says it's time for us to go back and bring back the old way, because we already know the way. That's what Spirit said. So Spirit says since we going to go there, we finna pull out some ancestor cards. We been ready to see what Spirit going to do with this. I don't know how long we going to be on here, but Spirit says just rock with your girl. Hold on for a spell. Come on and sit down for a spell and see what we going to break out. Spirit do this thing here. I just lend my vessel, you know, to the Spirit. What you want to do today, Spirit? You want to have a reading? You want to pull some books? What do you want to say to your wheat field? That's what I'm here to do. I need to balance myself out, and I want to help. I'm going to be edifying all while I'm edifying myself. Share myself with all the other selves, the other me's out here. When I say self-serving unto other selves, I say me serving me and serving other me's. All the other me's that are out there in YouTube land, Instant land, and Face land, and whoever land. With all the whole land, the whole field, all the other wheat in the field. Yes, and I ain't going to feed you nothing I wouldn't feed myself. Folks be doing that, giving you that pink sauce. What the hell is that? You know you ain't gonna eat that. You selling people stuff you wouldn't even eat. That is nonsense. Spirit said, you want this one? Okay. Choose your path. We got choose your path. Make the choice. Are you gonna choose to align yourself with the will of the source, or you just gonna keep doing your own thing? You know what I mean? Because we talked about this vessel here being a vehicle, right? It's a vehicle. We say that all the time. This is a vessel, and the Spirit sits in a vessel, right? Right. But when we think about that, like realistically, like what is that we saying when we say that? This is a vessel. It's a vehicle. In my mental mind, I'm aware that it's a vehicle, and I've been taught my whole life that it's mine. And I have not really reconciled the fact that it don't belong to me. That day, I've been also taught that it ain't mine. That it belongs to the Most High, and I am to surrender this vessel to the Most High. That is the conflict. We teaching the wrong thing. That's not you, my wheat. You belong to the Most High. You are a piece of the source. You are source itself, a pixel of it. You can't be the whole source because you can't be everything. It just is. I mean, but at the end of the day, you all of you. All of you. All of you. Not a piece of you, a part of you, none of this. We ain't gonna leave it. We gonna leave that out. No. Come to balance with all of you, my we. I mean, like zero with that thing. Like balance. Like I'm not gonna judge it good, bad, or indifferent. I just am. Again, that I am attitude. Who says that you have to classify yourself as this, that, or the other? How about you be I am that I am? Yeah, it could be that simple. It really is. Choose your path. Are you going to surrender your vessel and align yourself with the will of the source? And factor in uncertainty and let things play out. Have the strength and knowing and trusting that the source has you all the time, that you reside in the kingdom all the time. You can never be taken out of the kingdom because you are made from the source. To think that you are outside of source is ridiculous when you are made from source. How can a cake, again, be without flour? It cannot. My we? If the Father seeded you, how could you be without the Father? Where did the seed come from? It came from the Father. The Father made the seed. What did he make it out of? Out of himself, out of his attributes. You are a pixel of the source. And there's plenty of texts that tell you that. Your text tell you that, and every other text tell you that you came from the source. You are what you're looking for. Ashe. And the comfort that we need and the counsel to get through this grief, to grow and support each other, is with each other. I think that's another part of the lesson. These people are misrepresenting and just thinking about who this chick is, but when they finally come together and meet her, it's like, oh, you a cool ass weed. Yeah, because we don't really take the time to get to know each other. We so separated and segmented through the grief. It keeps us apart. Again, everybody think they know, but they don't really know. And you want this spirit? No, I'm just going. Pull me back. Yeah, choose your path, my weed. Spirit says we need to make sure that, not to make sure, we all have our choice. Again, that's the point. Free will. We here learning. And because we here learning, we get to choose. And we have an infinite possibility of choices. I mean, what we don't know is at the end of the day that every possibility is contained in the source. I mean, because it considers all possibilities. Every choice that you ever could possibly make is already considered. And even the ones that you can't even think of are already considered. You know, and if they're not being played out here, they probably will at some point in time. So, connect with your emotions. Spirit gave us. Yeah, we talked about feelings all the time. Connecting with your feelings so that you can see what's in there. Spirit says that's in a challenge on top of grief, grow, grief, and gossip. You guys want to see that? So, challenge here. Growing through our grief, supporting and connecting with each other emotionally is a challenge. That's what I feel Spirit is saying. Spirit is also saying choosing the path will help us with this. Not only will we get enlightenment, but we will improve our self-worth. It's here. Like that energy of understanding who we are, like as our essence, pure consciousness, pure potentiality, right? Do you want this one here as well? Spirit says being devoted and committed. It's in the reverse because people are not devoted and committed to their highest good, to their highest self. Right? Oftentimes, it's not even about, again, how people say, oh, you have to be committed to source. You have to be committed to the Most High God. The first level is being committed to your highest good. Think about the things that you do and what you feel on a daily basis and how your actions or anything that is coming against you is working towards your highest good. Like when you think about your ultimate self, your highest you, your ultimate self, do your actions align with that? Again, if we talk about purpose, I mean, the first purpose in life, this first purpose, what did I say? To love, right? That's my writing, to love. But to love you, again, When you blend your unique self with service to others, you experience an exaltation of your own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of goals. An exaltation of your own spirit is to reach your highest self, to be exalted. To exalt your own soul, the path to do that is not only balancing out, coming together your unique talents to see that you are a whole unique expression. Balance, right? Accepting of self. You can accept self and balance it and grow your talent and serve that out onto the field, onto other selves, just serve it out. Then yes, that you will experience the exaltation. It will lift you to your highest self. And to grow through our grief, despite the tears, despite what people may say to come against you, despite the current environment, despite, all of the turmoil and the chaos, understanding that we can support each other. We can connect emotionally, giving comfort and counsel to one another as we get strengthened, right? And leaning into enlightenment and understanding that we're pure consciousness and pure potentiality. And how we use our intention and desire, is it aligned with your highest good? Is it aligned with the highest good of your other wheat, right? Are you, again, the exaltation? Serving out your gift in such a way that it exalts your soul and uplifts your fellow wheat. I think that is the lesson. And once we are courageous enough to do that and step out and do that for each other, again, bringing in that commitment and devotion to that thing that may be missing, it will help us relieve the fact like we can get some movement. We won't be sitting here watching life go by and watching everything just play out, right? We can continue to do what we're here to do, which is learn and grow. Learn and grow is ascend, higher learning. We can reach a higher level of learning, I feel Spirit is trying to say, or telling me to say. Spirit says we also have la la ha ha. And look, I didn't even see it on the ground. And when I said a higher learning and looked down, I noticed it was there. I looked somewhere else. Looking down, look around. Is there anything else, I said, Spirit, that you would have me say? I looked down and look, discovery. I just think that that's perfect. The synchronicity. Yes, it leads you to discovery. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. All of this growth through grief and connecting with each other emotionally for counsel and support, helping us to become enlightened, improving our self-worth, understanding who we are, choosing that path. We have potentiality every day. We have conscious awareness that we can intend and use our desires for our highest good to support our highest selves. That will help us with self-worth and coming into an enlightenment. Those are in a challenge and enlightenment in reverse. Being devoted and committed to that choice to choose your highest self, to exalt yourself, the we feel, the highest self, the highest to come into balance with yourself and choose the highest good. Choose to ascend the highest good. Thank you. And then that will increase our courage. Again, coming to self. We will no longer be sitting here just watching life pass us by, dissipating, being complacent, not moving. The Spirit is sitting there saying, you got to move, you got to move. You're here to learn. We're learning through this whole thing. And if you do that, get some movement, it definitely lends to discovery. Discovery of yourself, of your purpose, what it is that you're supposed to be pushing out. What are you supposed to be giving, my wheat? What are you supposed to be pushing out on a daily basis? Spirit wants that back over here. Is there anything else, Spirit, that you would like to say? Spirit says to go forward in peace. Spirit says to go forward in peace. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Go forward in peace. We've also been talking about how to peacefully express your anger. So look for some of those messages as well. There is a lot of anger and there's a lot of hurt and it's wrapped up in this grief. And it's a part of our challenge to grow in our current situation. Right, it's keeping a lot of individuals in survivor mode and not being able to come into exploration of your gift, how to develop and grow that gift, and then serve that gift back out onto the field. And the ability to do that again is what brings us to the exaltation of our soul, which is the goal of all goals. So join me again for other sessions here on Tears and Wheat Tarot. You never know what Spirit is going to do or where Spirit is going to go, right? So we just be obedient, you know. I am obedient to doing what Spirit says for me to do. And we bring those messages how Spirit tells us to bring them. So I hope you can reconcile, bring it together, come to balance with this here thing, because you know this is the vibe. If you like the vibe, please do subscribe. Come on back around and set for a spell. You know, we never know what's going to happen. I feel like Forrest Gump, you know. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get when you come around here. It might take a little bit for that oil to heat up, but once it get going, oh, we be cooking. And it's some nuggets, you know, we want to feed. And I'm never going to feed you nothing that I don't eat myself. Okay, my wheat? So until the next time on Tears and Wheat Tarot with your girl, Lati, we going to call this it Ashe. Mwah.